everybody. I hope you all had a wonderful Thanksgiving and are enjoying your Black Friday. And since we aren't doing hidden gems this week, I thought it would be fun for me to share with you my thoughts about the movie RRR and my experience of getting to ask the director, S.S. Rajamouli, two questions at a virtual junket a few days ago. It was a pretty neat opportunity because I really, really admire S.S. Rajamouli. I loved both of the Bahubali films, and they were kind of my introduction to Tollywood films. And so I was very excited about RRR coming out, and it did not disappoint. It was kind of funny. I actually went to see it the same day as going to see Morbius. So that was quite the contrast in spectacle, in story, in everything, in just quality filmmaking. And one of the things that S.S. Rajamouli does so well is that he creates these huge spectacle films. And I don't know how he does it on the budget that he does, but they don't look like realistic, but that actually improves it because it has this moxie to it, this bigness to it, this boldness to it, that everything's very over the top, and the actual sort of cheesiness to some of the CGI and things like actually adds to the picture because it all sort of, you feel like you're getting this whole spectacle and over the topness. I don't know how else to say it. But of course, you have the incredible music, the incredible dancing, the great performances. Everything is just so big and so fun. And it has just a awe and spectacle to it that you don't get in a lot of Hollywood pictures these days. And one of my favorite parts of the movie is that it focuses on friendship between these two revolutionaries that were real figures in India in the 1920s. It's the British, these two friends who band together. They originally are kind of rivals, and then they band together to fight against the British that are there. And even that fight includes some over-the-top action, but also an incredible dance-off in Nattu Nattu that is just one of the most joyous, fun sequences I've seen in a long time. And I got the chance to ask S.S. Rajamouli about that sequence and how long it took to master the choreography and what that was like. Choreography on Nattu Nattu was so incredible, and I was just curious how much rehearsing and practice went into that and how long it took to film that section.
Thanks for asking the question. It gives me an opportunity to thank my choreographer, Prem Rakshit, who has been working with me for a long time. He's a beautiful choreographer. He understands what the director wants to tell in that particular song, and he also understands what kind of movements the fans expect these actors to do. For Nattu Nattu, for the hook line, there are two, three variations in the song, and just for 3 variations, he has composed more than 100 variations. I mean, he composed them and he sent it to me, and I was going through them one by one. Then I looked at the list and I saw there are more than 100 variations there. And every 20, 25 variations, his assistants were changing. A different set of assistants were doing the number. I asked him why did he change the assistants, and he told me that because the steps were so difficult to do, the assistants were having pain in their knees. So every 20, 25 variations, he had to change a set of assistants and get them to do again. And this whole thing took more than 1.5, 6 weeks, 6, 7 weeks, I think, for him to compose that. The step itself for the actors is not very difficult. They're fantastic dancers. They got the step quite fast. But for both of them to do in the exact similar way, during the shoot, I was going frame by frame to check whether both the hands are going in the same way, both the legs are going in the same way at the same time. And so we were so precise, and we wanted them to do in the exact similar way. That took a lot of practice. Before the shoot, they practiced for about 5 to 6 days. But every day after 12 hours of shoot, they would again go back to the hotel and practice for another 2-3 hours, the steps that they have to do the next day. We shot for about 15 days in Ukraine, in Kiev, in front of the presidential palace. I didn't know they would give us the permission to do it, but but them being Ukrainians, they gave us the permission to shoot it. And we shot it there for about 15 days. Yes.
It's very impressive.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
I also got a chance to ask him about developing the chemistry with the actors. And he said that the two lead actors are actually really good friends. Ram Charan and N.T. Rama Rao Jr. Sorry if I said those names wrong, but they're so great and lovable and funny and charming in this movie. And their friendship is really endearing. And so, yeah, you've got all the over the topness, but you also have the sweetness and likability of the actors. And so it makes everything really, really work well.
In their real life, Tarak and Sharan are very close friends, and they are phenomenal actors, and I do their job. What we did was we did something called character designing, character development.
Okay.
We would, me, my story writing department, and the actor would sit across the table and answer hundreds of questions about the character Beam. For example, we are talking about Beam. NTR, myself, my father, and my cousin would sit, and the person would be ask questions from the childhood of Beam. What was he as a child? What did he like? What were his interests? What did he like to eat? Where did he like to sleep? And how did he change as an adult? Why did he change? What caused him to change in that certain way? What are the changes in the character? And we would discuss about different instances. They might not be in the story. How would Beam react to a certain situation at the beginning of the story, and how would he react at the end of the story, and why did he do that? What are the changes in him? It was an exhaustive list of questions which basically made us all understand what is the character of Beam. Similarly with Ram. So by the end of that sessions, we were pretty much clear about what these people are, and a part of it is like how much they would value friendship. So it is not just we didn't do any particular thing about to see how the friendship between them looks, the chemistry reads or whatever you said. We didn't do that, but we did this kind of exhaustive exercise where we know everything about that character.
You haven't seen any Indian films, these Hollywood films, I highly recommend checking out RRR. It's on Netflix, as well as Bahubali 1 and 2. I think that this one has probably the best dancing and music, but also Bahubali 1 has really fun music as well. And then Bahubali 2 probably has the best action of any of them. So they're all great though. And they are long films, but in a way that kind of feels appropriate for a Hollywood film. Their films usually are pretty long. And I think it helps you feel kind of a part of the culture, like you're experiencing something special when you watch one of these films. So I definitely recommend it. And it was really cool to get to hear what S.S. Rajamouli had to say about making this film, and to get to ask him a couple questions. So I'd love to hear your thoughts. This is still one of my favorite films of 2022. I hope they don't forget about it come Oscars. Please keep it in your minds. And so leave your comments if you've gotten to see RRR, what you think of it. And you can follow me on Twitter and all the other social medias at Rachel's Reviews. Please like this video. Please subscribe to the channel. I'd really appreciate that. And we have the Patreon group and merch store, and that support is really, really appreciated. So thanks so much, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.